Hello, Level by Level Gamer here, and this is my review of the PAP K3 Plus. Now, if you don't know what this little gem is, it is a Chinese-made handheld emulator. My wife bought this for me for Christmas this year, and she did a lot of research, and she felt like this would give the most bang for the buck in handheld retro gaming. And let me tell you, for around $40 on Amazon, she didn't miss the mark. This thing is great. Now, you have your USB connection. It does have good sound to it for a small device. It has a built-in camera and Windows Media capability. It comes with a 64-bit operating system, and it does a very good job at emulating Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, some arcade games. I mean, it does a fantastic job of emulating those old school ROMs. Now, it does playback video, music, and has a picture browser and an ebook function, but I don't really use it for that. It is capable, though. You have black, white, and blue as color options, and mine came in the black, which I'm perfectly fine with. And it has a 4.3-inch TFT screen that does a very good job of displaying the colors crisply. It's sharp, and it's a good size for a handheld device. Inside of the packaging, you have the console, you have AV cables. Here we go. You have the console, AV cables, USB cables, and user manual. The user manual is this black and white printed out pamphlet style, and it does a decent job of showing the basics of the console, where the buttons are, what they do, menus, and things of that nature. You have the USB cables here, which this one it's long enough that I can use it for what I do the most of, and that's plugging it in as a direct power supply. It is a bit on the cheaper or thinner construction scale. As you can see, it's starting to come loose right here at this connection because I use this thing a lot. Like I said, I have it plugged in most of the time to the charger adapter for my phone in my car. It has this old school standard USB connector here, which isn't as common as the micro USB that are on your smartphones and tablets nowadays, but you can still find these and buy these pretty cheap on Amazon for replacement. I'm probably going to have to replace this one pretty soon. The downside of this cable is, the one that came with it, is it doesn't do a very good job of transferring data. It seems like it doesn't connect at all, or it drops the connection in the middle of like a transfer or something like that. So because of that, I went hunting in one of my old junk drawers, and I found this old connector that was for an old GPS or something, and fortunately it was old enough that it had that standard USB connection on it. And it's thick, it's short, so I don't use it for power, but it works perfect for data transfer. The the AV cables come in your standard definition, your yellow for your video and your white and your red for your audio, and it has this headphone jack style connection. It is long enough also that you can connect it to your TV and sit far enough back to enjoy the gameplay that way. Now, as for the console itself, it is this shiny black finish, and as you can see, mine is covered in fingerprints. I play this thing all the time, and that was one of the biggest gripes that people had online, was the fact that it catches all these fingerprints because it's not a matte black or something of that nature. And honestly, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. When I get these fingerprints and stuff like that on there, I just, smudge them around a little bit, pretend like I'm cleaning it, and yeah, that looks okay, and I continue on gaming. So in my mind, who really cares? You're going to get fingerprints on it. Moving past that, you have your start, your select, your volumes up and down, A, B, C, D buttons here, and you have your directional pad along with a joystick and your lights for your charge and your power. These buttons have a very good tactile feel to them. They have a good response. They snap back. They don't feel like they get stuck. The left and right bumpers have a good click to them. Everything just responds and bounces back well. It doesn't feel like it's rattling or loose in there. And they just give a good response, and they work well with the emulators. This little joystick here is very impressive, actually. It doesn't catch on any of the corners. It rolls very smoothly, and it works well. Even some of the old PSPs felt like they would just clunk around and get caught. So it just works well. It bounces back to the center like it's supposed to, and I was impressed with that little joystick. Moving on to the back of the device, it has this kind of textured bubble pattern, and it gives you a nice feel in your hands. It's curved, so it does kind of just lay right in your hand like an old school standalone retro controller. And so I did enjoy that. It wasn't awkward in any kind of way. There's your built-in camera. It's not HD like the box says, but it's a functional camera, and a child might have some fun just taking videos around the house or taking pictures with that. Don't expect great quality out of it though, but that's not what you own this thing for as a retro gamer. These batteries, I've read, are like the old school knockoff Nokia batteries. You can buy replacements for these. This has about 2 hours of life on it. At least that's what I typically get out of it. You could have a handful of these charged if 2 hours isn't enough for you, or you can buy an upgraded one that holds more of a charge. You have your reset button, your power button, your AV, your mic, your TV in and out, and your SD card. Now, I will make a whole nother video showing me powering this thing up and connecting it to a PC. So if you like so far, please follow me into the next video.